Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
And so it's all now finally come down to this, just as I knew that it would, especially with Goku now ready to unleash the full nature of his Ultra Instinct power against Lord Rino. The overall battle between Lord Rino and Goku could still go either way. As even with Goku's mastered Ultra Instinct power now in full use, if Goku doesn't manage to exploit Lord Rino's weaknesses and capitalize on them immediately, then I'm afraid Lord Rino will ultimately crush Goku under the weight of his immense power before moving on to face Lord Beerus.
As our story continues now, following the initial events of Goku being shown having to inform Universe 13's God of Destruction Rino of his initial weakness that he had noticed, as with Rino now shown having to call Goku's bluff in not believing a single word that he had said, it was only just before having to re-engage was when Rino then went on to respond, "What nonsense are you spouting about now, Saiyan? My stamina depleting? And do you think that would ever even be a concern for a God of Destruction like me?" Rino questions. "Because if you believe that my stamina is going to be the gateway to your victory, then you are sorely mistaken. But I'll humor you so that way I can smash you into pieces," Rino continues. "And I'm sick to death of listening to you talk about Ultra Instincts. And so now you will either hurry it up and show me your full power right now, or I am going to dispose of you like I was going to and be done with you fools before going on to reach your God of Destruction, Beerus. And so this is going to be your one and only chance." "Wait, what is this?" Beerus then went on to question. "Is Goku on the verge of finally doing it, Whis? Can we expect to see him finally use Ultra Instinct?" With Whis responding, "Well, it appears so, and what perfect timing as well." And since Goku now understands on what he needs to do in order to capitalize on a victory, Whis continues, "and I'm hoping that for his sake he leaves nothing on the table against Lord Rino, especially if he wishes to make it out of this in one piece." To which moments later, with Goku's evolution now shown having to finally be completed in reactivating the power of Ultra Instinct, was when Whis then went on to continue, "And so Goku's strategy now should be to draw this battle out for as long as he possibly can, because the longer this fight continues to last, then the more Lord Rino will then have to dip into his energy reserves to match Goku," Whis says. "Years of inactivity can have that effect on someone, and if Goku is able to somehow push Lord Rino to his absolute limits, then we could end up seeing a major victory take place here that would only ensure Goku's status in getting even with Lord Rino, since he was never truly able to draw this power out against him in battle before. But we'll see," with Goku then having to be shown addressing Rino by then responding, "And there you have it. You wanted to see if I was lying about being able to wield the power of Ultra Instinct? Well, look no further as I show it to you. So shall we continue and end our battle?" With a baffled Rino then having to respond, "But that's just impossible! How are you able to transcend the very boundaries that separates gods from mortals by being able to wield this kind of power, Saiyan? In all my eons, never have I seen a being not born of divine essence go as far as to be able to tap into such power and use it like this. And so you truly weren't lying to me after all," Rino continues. "But either way, you are playing with forces forces that you cannot possibly begin to understand, mortal. And even if you can tap into using Ultra Instinct, do you truly think that you have the wisdom to wield it against the god of destruction and actually win? Because I doubt that you can, Goku. So it'll only be a matter of time before you. But then, it was just from out of nowhere before Rino could even go as far as to finish his sentence, where Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku had now gone as far as to Speed Blitz towards Rino by then responding, I don't think you quite understand the forces of which you are up against here this time, Lord Rino. Because this isn't just a power that I was simply able to achieve overnight, nor is it anything that I'm not quite used to. And so, if you think that fighting me while using this level of power is going to be anything like it was a few moments ago, Goku continues, then I'm about to wake you up in such a way that you will never look at me or this power the same way ever again. As from within that very moment, with Goku being shown having to unleash one of his 1-inch punches in nearly driving Rino off the edge, was when Whis then went on to respond, there, do you see? With Beerus chiming in, yes, very good. That's exactly what I wanted to see, but I've seen that look in Goku's eyes before, Beerus continues. And so if he wishes to win, then he mustn't waver while using Ultra Instinct against Rino, because every moment of doubt could be a moment that Rino can use to exploit. Whoa, what an incredible shot! That's right, Dad! Give this destroyer hell for thinking that he could just look down on our universe the way he did. Don't assume that just one lucky and unexpected shot was going to be all that it took to beat me, mortal. Because all you're doing is making me even more angry. But then, it was from out of nowhere once again, as soon as Goku from that point was then shown having to dash at Rino once more, was when Goku then went on to respond, good, because maybe now you'll get to show me what your true and absolute god of destruction powers are truly like, Lord Rino. Well, even though this doesn't look like it's going to be an easy fight for Dad to win, Gohan responds, I without a doubt still believe that he could do it no matter what it takes, to which as Goku was now shown continuously attacking Rino by the edge, was when Whis went on to then chime in, well, and as much as I would like to agree with your comments on your father, Gohan, if Goku isn't careful, especially when up against the destroyer god like Lord Rino, then he will ultimately lose everything if he were to somehow lose his ability to control his Ultra Instinct, but let's see how he will do. To which in the meantime, with Rino now shown having to use his Vice Shout and blowing Goku away, was when Rino then went on to shout,
I said enough, Saiyan! You will not make a fool out of me today!
Oh, well, this isn't good, and Rino's energy is starting to surge tremendously, Beerus went on to then chime in. Whoa, there we are, that was close, Goku responds. And from what it looks like, I think he's finally ready to go all out against me from what I can tell, as Rino then went on to quickly respond, I'm tired of looking at your disgusting face, mortal. And just who do you think you are to come into my universe and try and speak to me with such disrespect, Goku? How dare you? Your arrogance blinds you, Saiyan. Your Ultra Instinct might be a marvel among mortals, but it will crumble beneath the weight of my full power. Oh, I knew it, Beerus responds. What did I say when we were back home, Whis? I told you that he'd go and unleash his full destroyer power against one of us. Wait, so what could this possibly mean for my dad in the long run then, Lord Beerus? Do you think that Lord Rino can stand up to my father's Ultra Instinct, or does my dad still somehow hold the advantage in this fight? With Beerus then responding, it means that your father better try and figure out a way to beat Rino down there, because now that he's decided to go all out by using the full scale of his god of destruction power, then there is no telling on what Rino will try and do to make sure that he doesn't lose to Goku. And with Rino now understanding the nature of what kind of threat Goku's Ultra Instinct poses, Beerus continues, I can sense a tidal wave of energy that Rino is building towards, and so Goku must act swiftly during this battle unless he warrants Rino wearing him down by the end. What incredible energy, Goku then went on to say to himself. So, this is going to be it now, is it? You're finally looking to go all or nothing against me because you know that it's what you need to do. Well, I'm honored, Lord Rino, but I'll go and show you on why it won't be enough to beat me. To which, as Rino was now shown dashing towards Goku, was when Rino then went on to shout, then by all means show it to me, mortal scum. In which, fortunately enough, with Goku being evasive enough and having to move out of harm's way, that was when Gohan went on to chime in by then responding, "Incredible, and to think that I'd ever come to see the day where Dad would go head-to-head against another god of destruction like this. It just almost feels surreal, and sometimes I wondered on how he does it." Well, do you happen to wonder this because maybe deep down you are curious about your own power as a direct result of seeing how powerful your father has become, Gohan? You seem enamored, Whis continues, with Beerus chiming in, "I second this, but rather than pondering on the idea of being second to your father, maybe you should strive to become even stronger one day, Saiyan," with Gohan then responding, "Yeah, but that's the thing. Even though I'm not really someone who cares too much about fighting or just fighting for the sake of simply boasting my own ego, and I do sometimes wonder on what would happen to Earth if Dad and Vegeta weren't around to protect it, but I did happen to also tell my dad that I was going to try and go down a different path in order to achieve something different, but I just haven't had the time to actually devote myself in being able to get it done without having other things just get in the way." "You're an interesting one, Saiyan. Perhaps you should come by with your father in case you want to train them," Beerus went on to then address Gohan by telling him, to which in the meantime, back down below with Goku now being shown having to avoid each and every single one of Rino's punches was when Rino then went on to shout, "Damn you, Saiyan, why are you so incredibly hard to hit compared to how slow you were before?" "Well, maybe it's because you aren't really as well versed since coming back as you thought you'd be, Lord Rino, and so maybe this ought to shake the rust off then," but Rino was not having it because upon Rino now being shown grabbing onto Goku's head was when Rino then went on to continue, "You foolish little man. You still have so much more to learn, and if I'm the one who's rusty in this fight, then why don't you be a good sport and help me shake off the rust since you're already here? So come now, mortal, you think you have me all figured out, is that right? Well, come on then, and what do you say we go for a ride?" To which upon Rino now being shown grabbing onto Goku's head before making his way back down onto the stage was when Gohan then went on to shout, "Oh no, come on, Dad! Don't let Lord Rino go and try to bring you down like this. I know that you can win!" And so Lord Rino might be a ferociously powerful adversary, Gohan continues, but there's a reason as to why he was never able to do what you did, Dad! There's a reason on why you were able to achieve Ultra Instinct and he can't! Just don't let this destroyer take it all away from you! To which, as Rino was then shown having to slam Goku down before attempting to stomp him, Goku from that point had then immediately realized the danger that Rino was, as Goku then went on to say to himself, "Oh darn it! I didn't think that he'd increase his speed by this much because he's already attempting to crush me. Oh, why you're like an annoying insect who just refuses to die no matter how many times I try and step on you. Now stop fighting it and just die, mortal. You will not overpower a god, you peon. I will never quit against you. Not then, not now, and not ever. But it's in your nature, mortal. And so I'm going to tear into your flesh and rip you apart if it's the last thing that I do. So you can try and run as much as you'd like, but I'll catch you, mortal. And once I catch you, you're as good as dead." But even then, with Goku now proving to be simply too fast for Rino to keep up with, as he was then shown having to elbow Rino in the back, was when Beerus went on to then chime in, "That's right, smash him, Goku! Oh, I can't believe that he thought he'd still be the same as he once was before being erased by the Omni King, and especially in not thinking twice about getting a few warm-ups in before coming to pick a fight with me. Well, serves him right." To which, as Rino was then shown backhanding Goku across the face, was when Gohan then went on to continue, "Oh no, that was a huge shot across Dad's face and head too. Oh, keep pushing, Dad! Don't let this destroyer get any room on you! Oh, you have no idea on how lucky you are that I'm not able to get my hands on you," Rino says. But then, surprisingly enough, with Goku attempting to creep up on Rino again and having to strike him only for Rino to be now shown disappearing, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Hey, wait, how was he able to see me coming from behind like that?" As it was Rino now who was shown having to swoop on in and attacking Goku behind by kicking him in the spine by then responding, "What's the matter, mortal? Did you think that we destroyers couldn't amplify our sense of awareness to counter your speed? You're good, a lot better than I gave you credit for, but at the end of the day, you're just a man. Just a puny little feeble man, whereas I am a god among mortals. is, and a god among those who are just like you, Saiyan. I'm just only surprised that your ego isn't as massive as your governing god of destruction in Universe 7, Beerus. But don't you worry, because he's next. As an agitated Beerus went on to then shout, oh, he better not lose. I swear that if he fumbles this like how he almost fumbled his victory against Moro on Earth, then I'm going to just erase that Saiyan myself for embarrassing me. As with Goku now being shown driven towards the edge of the stage and nearly falling into the lava was when Goku then went on to stop himself by then responding, whoa, 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 oh, the edge of the ring. Alright, that was just too close for comfort. You ridiculous puny man, did you honestly think that I'd tire out before I'd even have the chance to turn your bones to dust? Well, think again, Goku, because I'm not finished. As if I would ever live to see the day where a mortal from Beerus's universe of all places would see the day to beat me. And if you're honestly crazy enough to think that you can stop this, then be my guest and try your best, because it won't work. My ultimate sphere of destruction, a fitting end to a mortal who wields divine power beyond a god. Right, so that's his plan. Goku went on to quickly turn around by responding, he's going for broke and he's not having it any other way, and so then neither will I. And if he's looking to go all in, then I might as well respond with the only way that I know how and finish this, Goku says. And I sure do hope that this works. Kame. Hey, you better not even think about holding back if you want to live, Saiyan. Because if you don't fire back and hit him with everything that you have, then you'll be vaporized, Goku. Well, he's right, Goku. Whis went on to then quickly chime in. And if there was ever a better time for you to go and end this fight, then that time would be right now, and so good luck down there. As without even having to skip a beat with Rino now shown launching his sphere of destruction was when Rino then went on to shout, you could never stand to defy the full force of a god of destruction's true power. Now disappear, Saiyan. Oh, hit him with everything you've got, Dad. In which that was exactly what Goku is now shown doing, because as Goku's Kamehameha was then shown smashing into Rino's sphere of destruction was when Whis went on to chime in, it's paramount for Goku to hold his ground during this engagement, because if Lord Rino's sphere of destruction were to overtake Goku's Kamehameha, then, well, the consequences could be catastrophic, and not just for Goku, but potentially for everything around him as well, with Beerus then chiming in, and with the amount of energy that Rino was shown putting into that thing, if Goku is consumed by it, then he could ultimately be destroyed as a result as well. Oh, you're good, mortal, but I can see that you're starting to lose your edge while you're also starting to lose the ground that you stood on beneath you, which only means that you won't be able to hold out much longer without being crushed by either me, my attack, or the fires that burn behind you, which are outside of the stage, with Goku then having to respond, darn it, I knew that he'd be strong and tough to take down, but how much more is it going to take to get him to burn out if he just seems to want to keep going like this? He's nuts, but no matter how strong this destroyer is, I know that I can win, and I know that I can beat him if I can just get him to exert more power, Goku says. This is my one and only shot at putting this to rest, with Beerus then having to quickly shout, what are you holding back for, Goku? I know that this isn't your full power, and so hurry it up and blast right through his attack and finish him off while your body can still hold out against him. Damn it, don't make me come down there, you idiot! Now, Lord Beerus, please try and relax yourself before you work yourself up again. You aren't going to beat me again, Lord Rino, especially not while I'm at the height of my absolute power, and so you're the one who's losing ground. And you've lost your mind if you think that I just let you win, Universe 7, Rino then responds. You can't hold me off, Goku. One of us will go, and trust me, Saiyan, it won't be me. As Goku then went on to say to himself, oh, I've got to try. I can't fall twice to this destroyer, and so I have to use everything that I possibly have, or I'll be the one who is destroyed by his attack, and so it's now or never. Full power, Goku shouts, as lo and behold, with Goku's Kamehameha now being shown fully smashing through Rino's sphere of destruction was when Gohan then went on to chime in. Did he do it? Oh, he did! Yes, finish him off, Dad! Show this guy on why you're one of the best! Well, that was close, Whis went on to respond, but how how truly magnificent. And now let's see what happens upon the moment of contact, to which as Rino was now shown putting up his guard, even then by no means was Rino willing to back down from this, as Rino then went on to respond, "Oh no you don't, Goku, this will not be what will win you the day, and I refuse to fall to a mortal such as you, Saiyan." As within that very moment with the gigantic explosion now being shown taking place was when Beerus then went on to question, "Oh, those idiots down there are going to destroy us all if they aren't careful, and for Goku's sake this better have done the job or he's in big trouble." Now I understand, Angel Pinota went on to observe by then responding, "Well, I tried warning Lord Rino that this might happen, but he simply kept insisting. And this Goku is quite the mortal, especially for being worthy enough to contend against the god of destruction like this." "I've got to try and hold my ground," Goku says, "and not get blown off the stage and into the fire. I can't see a thing down there," Gohan then went on to chime in. "Oh, I hope that Dad was able to do it and win." Well, in order for us to know for sure, Whis responds, "We'll have to wait and see if Lord Rino is still standing or not for us to be certain." In which moments later, with the dust now beginning to settle on down around Goku, with Goku questioning as to what happened to Rino, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Incredible, what an amazingly powerful explosion just now. Well, good thing I was able to create some distance here, but did it work? I can't see a thing out there, but there's just no way that he should still be standing after having to take that head on." But then, it was only from out of nowhere, to the sudden shock and surprise of everyone there, where God of Destruction Rino was indeed still shown having to stand, as Rino then went on to respond, "I'll admit, for a mortal such as yourself, especially one that came from Beerus's universe of all places, that was the first time that I was able to feel pain that wasn't inflicted onto me by another god of destruction, Saiyan. Every scar I bear is a testament to my resilience, Goku. How many can you endure before you crumble, because I'm still standing? And so you've accomplished nothing," Rino continues, "because I'm not done with you just yet." As a shocked Goku then went on to respond, But that's impossible. How is he still able to continue to stand like that? Unreal, I can't believe this." As even Gohan went on to chime in, I can't believe my eyes right now. Just how tough is this god of destruction, you guys? Wait, what? What? He's still standing? That maniac's still standing after taking 2 attacks that should have leveled him? But how? Beerus went on to then question, as Rino went on to point out by then responding, "I've stared into the abyss of destruction, and do you want to know what I saw, Goku? I saw you. Your Ultra Instinct is but a mere flicker in that vast darkness. And as long as I am still able to stand, then I will continue to push onwards and fight. I'll show you pain, Saiyan, for I am mighty and you are not." In which from out of nowhere within that very moment, in a very frightening display, as soon as Universe 13's God of Destruction was shown having to power up even more, it was only just as Rino was shown having to power up, where from out of nowhere all of a sudden something seemed to have happened to Rino, which caused him to fall on down to the ground, as Gohan then went on to respond, "Hey, whoa, what the heck just happened down there? Wait, look, Lord Rino's fallen down onto the ground, and it looks like he's trying to stand back up, but just can't," with Beerus having to chime in, "Yes, and there it is, Whis. You and Goku were right. Rino's completely maxed out his reserves. He's burned right through every ounce of energy that he had to fight with, and so this is over." "Hey, are you okay?" Goku then went on to then question. "Look, there's no reason on why we should continue to fight, Lord Rino, and you'd only be running the risk of destroying yourself if you continue to push on empty. And while I will say that you certainly didn't make this easy on me, but I think that we can both agree now that this is over. And to be quite honest, if it had not been for your mind and body still getting readjusted after being resurrected, then quite frankly, I just don't think that I would have been able to beat you. But even you yourself can see that right now, this is over between us, Lord Rino. I can't believe it. Of all of the possible outcomes that could have happened, here I am finding myself to be bested by a mere mortal from Beerus's world. The stamina and rust, he says. You got lucky, Goku. That's all that there is to it, you puny mortal. In which moments later, with God of Destruction Rino now being shown having to fall down flat on his face, was when Angel Pinata then went on to declare, "Oh dear, well I tried to tell him, but he just wouldn't want to listen. But it's decided. Universe 13's God of Destruction Rino has been defeated, so therefore Universe 7 wins." As we spin on to then chime in, "Well, and there you have it, my lord. Universe 7's Son Goku wins. And what a job well done indeed." Yes, now that's the kind of battle that I wanted to see come from you. You finally did something right in your life, Goku. And what an amazing battle it was, Beerus continues, with Goku then having to be shown powering down by saying to himself, "Oh man, thank goodness that it's over. What a fight, and I can barely feel my legs and my body just won't stop trembling." And there's no doubt about it, Goku continues, because if it were not for my Ultra Instinct, then I likely would have been flatlined by this destroyer, especially with the way that he was fighting. Hey, wait, he's still moving over there. And to think that something like this could have happened only makes me regret not preparing myself, especially if I knew that I would be this rusty. If you think that this is over, then you have another thing coming, Saiyan. And so just you wait right there until I am able to stand back up, with Goku then having to respond, "Wait, what? But the battle was already decided, Lord Rino. You were unable to respond within the moment, and so therefore the fight is over," with Angel Pinata now being shown touching on down by then questioning, "Well, that was quite the battle, but are you okay, Lord Rino?" with Rino having to respond, "I'm fine, Pinata. That Saiyan didn't truly beat me on his own, and deep down he knows it. And so I'm not finished with him," as Whis, Beerus, and Gohan were also now shown touching on down onto the stage, with Beerus then having to tell Goku, "You did well, Goku. Now just stay right there and relax. He cannot possibly want to still continue after what just happened. If I would have known that this would have happened, then the outcome of our battle would have been most certainly a different one," Rino then went on to address Goku by telling him, "You and I both know that deep down you never truly beat me, Saiyan. I beat myself. However, to just see and to think that you, a mere mortal, could have given me, a God of Destruction, a challenge that I haven't foreseen in all my days is both frustrating and yet very intriguing," Rino continues. "Never in my wildest dreams did I ever even consider the possibility of a mortal challenging my might, but your power and your resolve is nothing short of extraordinary, Saiyan. And so I stand corrected on my belief that gods of destruction are unparalleled, for you have shown me that the spirit of a mortal can also be just as fierce as a destroyer's," Rino went on to then extend his arm out by then responding, "And so I offer you my hand in giving you the respect that you've earned against me. For now, that is," with Goku then having to respond, "Well, gosh, and here I didn't think that you truly have any sort of compassionate bone within your body, but for what it's worth, I'm honored to have faced you, Lord Rino. And just so we're clear," Rino went on to then tell Goku by shaking his hand, "the next time you see me, I will not be so generous, especially after today with all that I was able to learn from you. I still don't like you, nor can I stand the sight of your repugnant God of Destruction, but for being able to demonstrate the ability to wield the power of Ultra Instinct against me and live to see a victory is a commendable act which must be acknowledged by a god of my status. For now, that is, you've earned my respect." Well, even though we may have started off on the wrong foot here, Goku responds, "I do look forward to seeing both you and your angel again someday, Lord Rino, and maybe by then you and I can have another go, and for a destroyer who was just brought back with zero training to knock off the rust, you're truly one of a kind, and so thank you, Lord Rino," with Beerus then having to be shown chiming in, "I told you that things were different since the days of your reign, insane, but you're not fooling me here, Rino. I know that you're up to something, and so cough it up and say what it is, with Rino then responding, for now they might be, but this isn't over between us, Beerus. So you may count your lucky stars today, but I will be back for you, and I will have my rematch with you if it's the last thing that happens. And since neither one of us were able to gain approval by the Grand Minister to battle, I'll make sure that we do the next time I see you. Mark my words, Beerus, you and I both know on who the true strongest god between us truly is. And since your mortal was able to help me open my eyes to a few things that I may have overlooked here today, I want you to know this much, Rino continues, and that is I will not be making the same mistake against you the next time I see you, Beerus. Now let's go, Pinota. There is much for us to discuss and for us to do before we make our next move, and so now let us take our leave, with Pinota responding, well, that was fun, but let us be on our way then. Until next time, Universe 7, with Gohan then being shown having to address his father by then responding, that was incredible, Dad, but you sure did have us a little worried there for a second, because it really looked as though Lord Rino had your number out there for a moment, but you never ceased to amaze me, and actually went as far as to kind of motivate me a bit here, with Goku responding, well, you did great out there yourself as well, Gohan, but before we do anything else, what do you say we go and grab a bite to eat, because I'm starving. I thought I was gonna die of hunger, Goku continues. Now before we go, Saiyan, Beerus went on to then quickly cut in, you don't truly believe in your heart of hearts that just because you were able to defeat Lord Rino that you now think that you can beat me, do you? Well, actually, Lord Beerus, if Lord Rino was supposed to be stronger than you and I was able to wear him down and win by the end, then I think I could probably do the same with you if I used my Ultra Instinct, as an agitated Beerus went on to then shout, oh, and is that a challenge, Saiyan? Who do you think I am here? I'll go and fight you right here, right now. Actually, Whis went on to then quickly chime in, and I think that's enough fighting from us here today, and I think that it would be best for us to simply go home first, and then the two of you can have at it once we are there. But surprisingly enough, unbeknownst to our heroes this entire time, it had only now looked as though another god of destruction had been watching this entire fight with his angel, as the newly resurrected Universe 14 god of destruction Cobras had now gone as far as to address his angel by then responding, and to think that a god of destruction could be bested by a mortal. It's both a moment of disappointment and profound realization, Cobras continues, but unlike Lord Rino, even after our resurrection, I never ceased on honing my skills and ensuring that I wouldn't ever be caught off guard by unexpected surprises like the ones that were just shown taking place here today with Rino, as Cobras' angel Merilith went on to then respond, well, this was quite the event to say the least, Lord Cobras, but what are your plans for us now after seeing this unfold, with Cobras responding, well, I plan on paying Lord Beerus there a little visit, which I'm sure that he will be very happy to see me, but for now, I think I've seen enough, for there are a few matters which I need to attend to in the 14th before we go into Universe 7. These mortals that Beerus houses are very interesting to me, Cobras continues, so we'll go and let them be for now, but once we arrive into Beerus' domain, I expect to get as much out of our little encounter that I can, especially since Beerus has a debt to pay with me, and I plan on making him pay dearly for making me wait, as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the resurrected fallen gods of destruction, the Universe 13 manga chapter saga finale then comes to a close. Now before anything else, in case you happen to wonder if this is the end of the entirety of this story, then the simple answer to that question is absolutely not, because now that we're going to be transitioning from the Universe 13 saga on over into the Universe 14 saga, this is going to be the moment in time where Universe 14's God of Destruction Cobras is going to be inserted into the story, and all of this, including additional videos and content, will be made available right now on my Patreon for those of you out there who are members to see. So if you would not only want to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, but also gain exclusive access to my soundtracks, art, PNGs, and additional videos, then I do encourage for you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave that link located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because all of this is going to carry on over just as I've been saying for many months now. And so with Whis and Goku's original suspicion and having to see Rino be rusty following his resurrection without really doing any sort of proper training to kind of go as far as to break in by shaking off all of the rust following his initial erasure eons ago. So by no means is this going to be the end of Rino, because Rino of course does have a grudge with Beerus. So all of this and so much more is going to culminate in the upcoming Universe 14 manga chapter, to which right now all of the Patreon members have already seen, and I can only go as far as to promise you this much: things are only going to get even crazier as this story continues to unfold. So again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Thank you all so very much for your time, to which once more, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel, then I do encourage for you guys to head on over and smash that subscribe button, on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below as well. Tune back in for more, everybody. Thank you all so much for your kindness, for your support, and for your patience. And with all that being said, I will be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.